drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex. Thumb down, now check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they're getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun of 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold. Bang roll, on the go. Ice wall, ice wall, ice wall.
Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it take time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate
Here
now.
for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Here for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Happy Friday. Apparently NFP day, but we're not going to have NFP because of government shutdown. So Today should be interesting, to be honest, to see what's happening. Yeah, I've not really traded in something like this, so we will see how it ends up reacting, right? So news, we don't really need to look at news except for anything except gold here, which today is tough, man, to trade DAX. We don't really have much to trade today. Why? Because we have German bank holiday, we have NFP today, so we basically have, and then ECB speaking here. So bank holiday and trading DAX is maybe not the best choice here. Definitely not the best choice, but gold could be interesting if we move here. It doesn't look like there's no volume. We've definitely already had like a, how big is this pip? 130 pip move, so it's not bad at all in terms of volume analysis. So let's see what we can plan for today and then take that accordingly. So if we're looking here at daily time frame, previous daily closing bearish here, first bearish candle closure for a while, for the whole week basically, 1 2 3 4, yeah. So bearish candle closure doesn't mean that it's going to reverse. We've seen that many times, bearish closure bullish, bearish closure bullish. So we could definitely still continue up, but it is giving us an indication that if it wants to, it has the chance to potentially pull back here. 4-hour time frame also closing a bearish, so today is a bearish buy session. We need to mark this new 4-hour resistance here, so let's clone this and let's mark this here like this. So if we're gonna buy today, we need to definitely get back above this 15 and probably back above daily resistance, that's for sure. For sells today, this is a nice pullback for sells actually. So if we start to create some sort of bearish structure here from the 4-hour resistance, meaning closing candles bearish or even higher, it doesn't really matter, but the higher we get, the more I want it closing below the 4-hour, then I could look for sells. Could look for sells to see if we want to flip. Any 4-hour wick on your broker? I don't know. Is there one on yours? Let's see here. This is on DAX. Yeah, I have a wick on broker. So let's see how we form around here. Right now we're retesting this 15 here. If we want to create a bearish candle close, we will have to see that come through. If we're going to just continue bullish here, I'd love to see structure inside here and then a close above here for the bullish continuation. But we are bearish bias, so I kind of want to follow bias, and I'd prefer resistance form from here. We have a 100+ pip range here. Yeah, 110 pip range. It's a lovely range. So let's see how that ends up forming. That's initially the plan here. Pretty straightforward. And yeah, apart from that, I am going to analyze DAX just for the hell of it. Even though DAX is bank holiday today, I would like to just analyze it to see what's going on. So today we're at this daily resistance. Yesterday DAX broke out late, so that was interesting to see. What are we saying on 4-hour? 4-hour has a resistance above here. So that's what we're stuck at. It is bullish bias still. Yeah, DAX is like yesterday actually. Stuck in this consolidation. Buys would be above 4-hour. Then you have clean range to this 15-minute up here. That would be the idea, but since it's bank holiday, we might not get the volume. So we need to be careful about trading DAX, to be honest. Sells, not really any option, but buys from the bottom of the range would be the option here. So that's kind of the plan on DAX if there was to be a plan, but I'm going to be more on the backhand on DAX. Let's see some pairs here that we can maybe look at, some Forex pairs. NY chill today? I guess no, it will just treat it like there's no news, right? So you can trade NY as normal. The only thing that we can't trade today that is a bit tough is maybe going to be DAX because of the German bank holiday. But everything else is open. I mean, yeah, there was supposed to be NFP today, but since there isn't, people might just treat it as a normal trading day, right? People will treat it as a normal trading day. Financial Juice shows the time on NFP. Have they reconfirmed NFP? No, still they haven't. But we have German PMI today. No, we have German ECB speaking. Not Germany, but we have the ECB speaking. Yellow folders, I don't care about yellow folders. Yeah, they put it as red, but not always big impact. 5 minutes before open, it's not going to affect us. GU doesn't look that bad, but we are stuck at this 4-hour support. But to retest the 4-hour support doesn't look that bad. Just rather sell GU on a pullback, not a continuation trade. I've seen this happen quite a lot on GU. In this type of formation, we end up pulling back quite a lot. Only thing that's interesting here is how we formed this liquidity grab up here. Your chart looks different on a Wanda for GU. Well, it depends on broker. Do I have GU on broker? I think I added it before. No, I didn't add it. Looks the chart's the same to me, man. What's the difference? Looks same as my broker. Yeah, but this looks completely different to my broker, so I'm gonna follow what my broker looks like, right? This looks completely whack. So I believe this is wrong. Unless your broker looks like that, which is weird. Just saying. Yeah, but I'm following what my broker is. So I have my broker open here on the left. And my broker looks like this. So I have to follow that because that's 3 charts that look the same compared to your 1 chart. So for me, it's not very accurate if it looks completely different. We do have this 1 hour candle close here. Again, I prefer to trade on pullbacks at this current time. It's a tough one, man. Every setup one has failed, right? Close below, pullback, close below, pullback. I mean, I could sell the lows here, but I need to put stop loss somewhere up there. Because I know what you can do here. Can easily pull back. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's the analysis for today. Added in a different pair because I'm not really looking at trading DAX because of bank holiday. So I've added in GU here to have a look at what's going on GU. Not trusting the setup one just yet because of what I learned from GU. Ideally, I want to be in from a 1 hour up here would be nice, but this I didn't see, and as well as on my broker, it has no bottom wick. That's an easy setup for me. Being in from somewhere up here like this, then you're already in nice profit here. Can chill. This setup one here looking like it's starting to push down nicely. I want to see what it does around this wick that I have on broker. Gold now trying to create some sort of resistance here, which is quite nice as well. It's actually already created a small resistance. I think I've missed gold if I wanted to take it on that rejection there. Why the uncertainty? That's just a tendency of GU. I'm BE on gold now. Yeah, that's nice, man. I was looking at GU. I wish I had gold on a separate monitor. I would have probably taken that, man. That's quite nice. But this 5 close could be interesting. Could you move your little text Tradesharpe on your OBS? It covers up the time frame you're on TradingView. No, that's in the middle. The time frames are on the left. Time frames are on the left. This is good pullback, will give me options to enter. I'm either thinking enter break of 5-minute lows here based on this pullback, run stops back inside the range here on this 1-minute structure, and not on this 5-minute here, like maybe 55s above key level as well, so that I have that protection. What would I be looking like here? About 42. Retrace the whole move. Reacting from previous should be a valid markup. Is it really? Because we crossed through it twice, right? Reacted from this previous 5. That's what it reacted from, this 5-minute level. It didn't actually react. So if you actually look at it carefully, it crossed through this easily, right? It had no problems. But what it reacted off was a 5-minute. This one here. If you were to not have the gap, you can see pop right there. So that's why if we break below, right, if we break below, I would be willing to take a sell, right? Because we'd be breaking that zone it rejected. Now, if it wants to continue bullish from here, it will respect that. And I can be kept safe, right? I mean, if I was in the earlier position up here, then you could manage. You have time to manage, right? But that's the difference. Let's see GU. I'm expecting pullback on GU. Yep, exactly, man. That's what I was telling you, man. Imagine you put your stop loss here. Now you're almost stopped out, right? This is classic. I know my GU. It's what it's very classic to see this type of move. Absolutely classic. Right? So this is how you save a loss there, right? I want you guys to notice. A lot of people don't notice. Just that small fact was saving a loss. Because look, that would have been me stopped out there. Boom, out. If I were to take that, right? So you guys sit here think, oh, where's the trades? Where's the trades? But that is where the real value is. Because that is saving me money there if I just was to enter that. How do I know that? Simple analysis and knowledge. Every single close below has pulled back. There's been any close below that's had straight continuation. So why would this time be different? Also, GBP USD is notorious for that. Notorious for that. So now if I can see this pullback and create a bearish candle, I will take a sell. Right, that would be my sell. Pull back now, bearish candle forms, I'll take a sell. This is EJ. Yeah, the stop loss can be a little bit risky here because it's not below a proper structural point. Like let's say you were buying and you had your stop loss somewhere here. So if it has no volume today, you lose this trade. So it's reliant on volume. You need to be very sure that today is going to continue up. Because if you get a candle closing bearish like that, it's a pretty shitty situation, right? Because if it retests this, it could easily retest this. And then, yeah, so it's just more of an aggressive position. It is a position, but it's just more aggressive. You're just, if volume dies, then it's just, you know, you don't have the highest chance of surviving because of the push we've had, right? It can easily retest into these zones. That's the candle I was talking about, see? This candle now, if this closes bearish like this, it's game over. For me, this is the long, right? This is a beautiful long right here. That one. That is A class. Look at the big swing idea. Yeah, but stop loss placement is not. Yeah, you missed the swing. Yeah, that was the swing. But then again, remember what I was talking about in your feedback? Stop loss placement would be below those structures, right? That's what I was drawing to you. It's not like you have your stop loss down here, which is different. Then you can hold through these pullbacks. Pullbacks won't be an issue. So it's not about your idea, it's about the stop loss placement. Idea is fine to continue up. Bullish bias as well. I like it. This is a beautiful setup. I'd be long on this all day. That's easy work. What I don't like is that if you have a pullback right now, you're going to be in trouble, right? Are you selling Euro USD? No, I haven't analyzed Euro USD. Knowing when not to trade is good discipline, definitely. It covers them when you have MetaTrader open and split screen. That is true. Yeah, that is something new. Yeah, you're right. Gold was good, but it hasn't given a chance. It's okay though. That doesn't change anything. We're protected from losses. If I just FOMO'd in for the lows from some reason, I don't know why I would do that, but now you'd be out. If you didn't manage my trade here, I would be very close to stop loss. Very important today. Notice the price action, right? Patience here is paying me money. Why is it paying me money? Because if I was not patient today, I would have lost. And if I lost, then that's costing me. So essentially, I'm not making money, but I'm being paid by avoiding losses because I'm being paid by the market not to lose right now. You have to remember, protecting yourself from the loss is a version of being paid. Why is it a version of being paid? Because you're not giving money back. That is the difference. When you work a 9-to-5 job, when you work a job that gives you a salary, they don't take your salary for no reason, right? You're not going to work, and then at the end of the month, they just say, okay, give me your salary back. It doesn't work like that. So that's how your mind is programmed. Your mind is programmed that if I do something, I get paid. And that I'm guaranteed that pay. But in trading, we have the absolute power to give that money back. And if we give that money back, then we're going to make less. So if you're protecting yourself from losses and protecting yourself from losing trades, then you are actually somewhat paying yourself because you are protecting yourself from giving money that could have been given back, right? So you're protecting yourself from giving money back. And when you change your mindset like that, you will see the value of not taking trades when you have an edge. I know it feels like you're not making money, but long term it is making you money. You just don't see it like that. Because it's all fun and games when you make $5,000 yesterday, but then you give $7,000 back. Right? Because we've all been there. How many people have made decent profit in the market, given it back, and then ended up in loss? I've been there. What are you looking for tonight on gold? Well, I was originally looking for a sell. Now we're starting to show some bullish pressure back into the market here. I mean, I could, today's bearish bias, so it's making it a bit tough for me to buy. If today was mixed bias, I would actually consider this buy here with this liquidity grab, but stop loss doesn't make sense, but you'd have to push through. But today we're bearish bias, man, so that's a very difficult scenario for me to go against bias. Especially on a fake NFP day where who knows what price action does. So I don't want to try force price action to give me a counter bias sell. On the 50-minute, you see any red flags about the 50-minute setup 2 on gold that has failed? It hasn't failed. It reached a target and rejected from it. Is that counted as failure? It's just if you choose not to manage, that is your choice, right? So it hasn't failed. It just reached the target and it's being sensitive. Meaning we reached this previous 5 and it reacts off that. If this wasn't there and it was clean and it just randomly rejected from here, yeah, that's a failure. But 23 points with a stop loss of 50 points is almost 50% to TP. It is basically 50% to TP. So that's considered decent amount. Most people close there, right? Most gurus, they'll close after 10 pips. Oh, my long lost friend. If a candle closes bearish now below here, it's a pretty nice setup. It's a pretty nice setup. What do you mean by fake NFP? Well, since the government closed down, we don't have NFP today because the US government closed down. How many people? 300 people watching, 48 likes. Are you guys sleeping or what? We just avoided 2 losses. Where's the likes for the value, guys? I'm saving money today. Get the likes up at least to 100 or I close stream. No, I'm joking. I wonder why it shut down. Oh, you don't know why? Just Google search. It's very simple. It's all due to them not passing a bill for healthcare. It's called the Obama Fund, I think, or Obamacare, something like that. But it was between Democrats and Republicans. You can read about it if you're interested. Counter bias. I would really love a fake out right now. Close below here. Just see how GU behaved and gold went up. Yeah, because they're very correlated today to Dixie. Actually, gold looks like the inverse of Dixie. So does GU. So they're all following. Watch, Dixie now went down, sending gold and this up. They actually look very similar. Even if you look at GU, it actually looks the complete opposite of Dixie, right? Look at GU today. It's the complete opposite, right? Look at this. If I do this, look how similar this looks. This is GU. This is Dixie. You see? Complete opposites. See? This was the setup one close above. See? Faked out back in the range. Same thing on GU. Close below, faked out back in the range. They're just opposites. So that's why, if you noticed, I already I checked GU in the beginning of stream, if you guys noticed. Beginning of stream, I checked GU because I knew that today there would need to be cross correlation. So I wanted to see what's happening there. So I said, okay, if GU is looking opposite to, what is this called? Dixie, then it can give me some idea. If they're looking the same, it's a bit risky. Shout out from Jit Bro London. You're from London? Let's go, man. How to start understanding fundamentals? Google. That's how I learned. Everything I didn't understand, I researched, right? CPI numbers came back bad. Why did gold go up? Research why gold went up. Then you start to, dissect all of the different things. Deep seek it? Yeah, now with AI, but when I started, there was no AI, so I had to Google everything. Now AI makes things easy, that's why I just say. But when I started, there was no AI. I feel like fundamentals is a big thing beginners traders overlook. It's very important. I agree, man. That's why I do every single day in not day, every single week in the weekly webinars I start with fundamentals, right? Have you guys noticed that trend? Like in our webinars, there's a lot of coverage of fundamentals. Like we don't have to do it every day, but at least once a week you need to go over it, right? So once a week we go over it a bit more in depth, and I use that time. It's not for you guys, I do it for me as well, right? It's an important part of my trading. Helps me with bias. US 30 is nearing all-time high. NY session could be fun. Yeah, because they're still pricing in rate cuts. They're expecting 2 rate cuts for the end of the year. I think, you know, today NY session can definitely be fine. I don't see any reasons. I mean, having no NFP just means it's delayed. Until we see like NFP... The problem is if we cannot get CPI numbers, because CPI numbers are going to affect NFP. Not NFP, oh man, I'm tired. CPI numbers are going to affect the rate cuts. So if we have government shutdown till CPI numbers, we're going to see a big impact in the market, I feel, from that, because people will start to be like, oh, we're not sure. Will NF non-farm be released today? Probably not. Today I watched your material about counter bias. In my opinion, gold broke through 2 structures. I went long. We'll see what comes out of it. Yeah, the problem is your range here, right? So we're dealing with limited range. So you want a smaller stop loss for this. You can see it's struggling. We're dealing with a 32 pip range with an 87 pip stop loss. When you're trading counter bias, you want to be out as quick as possible. If today is just going to rip, guess what I can do? If today is going to go crazy, I can simply just take a buy above this. Right? I can take a buy above this with a 18-20 pip stop loss and target here for a 20 pip target without needing to worry, because both ways it would have had to come up here if today's going to rip. Plus I'll have more confirmation because I know we'll be breaking out of our pre-session range, right? This is our Asian high here. So if we can maintain above Asian high, it's going to be in benefit for us. I honestly wouldn't mind, like, you know, if we look at it logistically, today might want to tap daily resistance in London and then start to retrace for the rest of the session. If we can maintain bullish structure above daily resistance, we're going to see the rest of the day probably drive bullish, and 4 hour will close pretty sexy like this, and we can be looking for clean buys back to the top of the range. So New York could be very fun for buys as well with more confirmation. But both ways, I have ways to get in instead of sitting in this uncertainty here where 5 minute can just now start to fake out and say not today. Whereas above here, at least I'm going to be like, okay, sweet. I can get to daily resistance and see what's up. $370 people watching. Hit the like. I appreciate the support, man. Mamba FX clips. You don't clip Tradesharpe, bro? Come on, man. Is it better now to enter a buy or a sell? It's better to enter yourself in a locked room without your phone so you don't FOMO trade. You need to listen to the plans. We discussed how, just now I discussed how I'm going to navigate a buy and how I'm going to navigate a sell. How many minutes you prepare for your before your trading session? When I wake up in the morning, I'll just have a quick look at the charts for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just to see where we're at. And then I do my analysis when we start the stream. So I do it next to us. What do you think about gold right now? Same opinion what I have. We're bearish bias today, so if we could fake out here, we need to be careful. Hi sir, thank you for your services. Why is Jay speaking like this? Do you trade NFP? No, and there's no NFP tomorrow, it's cancelled. I mean today it's cancelled. Mamba says he makes 30% a month. Yeah, no problem. I also make 30% a month if I risk bigger on my account. It's easy, right? Percentage is not the matter, it's your return on risk. These claims make us FOMO. Why? Try achieve them, and if you don't, then you understand what's happening. Just telling you guys facts, right? You see all these claims, 100% a month, 200% a month, but when you try it yourself, it doesn't work. Why? If it works, then continue doing it. That's my point. Like, I don't have any problem with someone doing that, but my problem is that when you try to do it, it doesn't work. And then you're this constant battle thinking you're a failed trader, and then you make no money because you keep on trying to hit 30% months instead of trying to hit 5% months. Harry, I'm planning to clip your contents. What names you suggest? Anything you want. Yeah, a lot of people have made Tradesharpe clips or... yeah, whatever, you know. Or TS clips 5i5, what you have in your username. I heard Tory Trade lost 200k because of her mistake. I think maybe she recovered it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, she did make a mistake. Would have been a loss of all her yearly gains. Yesterday we had a conversation about it in the exclusive group, actually, about making these mistakes and how they can happen, and other traders with a lot of experience. I don't want to speak on YouTube because then it sounds like I'm actually hating against them. Look, so we have this resistance here. I'm wondering break of low here if we can get the setup 2 continuation down here. We've retested this previous 5. I'd like to see a deep top wick first because we have no 1 minute retest yet. So that's what I would like to see first. I'd like to see first us come up here, create something, and then break the low. And then I could look for a sell back down to continue this move bearish. You mean like full margin to get 30% is not a good idea, for example? Do you think it's a good idea to full margin to get 30%? This is a good top wick here. Yeah, I quite like this. Put a sell stop here for myself. Good top wick, rejection from previous 5. If this is no bottom wick yet. So if this is gonna flip, it will make sense.
Yeah, Harry?
Yo, man.
I'm still thinking about what you said. So, like, the percentage doesn't matter. It's the risk to reward. So, like, going with the negative risk to reward is not good if you make 30%. Is that what you meant?
No, what I mean is, let's say you take a trade, but you're risking 10% of your account to trade. Then you can make 30% easily.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Making 30%, risking 1% of the account, that's way different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I thought initially, but yeah, okay, cool.
So it looks like we're doing a deep top wick first. So it's going to invalidate my sell for now, which is keeping us safe. Pretty boring. So now let's see what gold is up to. Slowly chugging its way towards the upside. DAX sleeping. If gold rejects daily, we can sell back down. Yeah, but I think we should be able to buy back to the daily if it's going to go and retest daily. So if we want to go do a retest to daily, then I'll be happy to buy to that above here. Right now, it's just, you know, trying to make its way up slowly, but it's lacking pressure, right? You can see we're back down to the candle open now. What do you think about trading cryptocurrency? Just want to know your opinion. Yep, we have people who trade it. There's no harm in that. Use price action is best for cryptocurrency because it's more straightforward. I just entered the live trade. So tell me which level I should enter sell and at which level I should enter buy. And what do you give me for me doing this to you for 2 years? And what do I get back? Always you ask me these questions, but what do you give me back? It should be fair, right? What do I get? Why do I have to do everything for you? So what do you give me back? I give you the trade, I make you money, 70% win rate over 2 years, and what do I get back? Name sounds Dagestani. I know, right? I have to be careful. Get fucked up. You have to remove that from your mindset, bro. Stop being so super desperate from a trade. You can listen to the analysis. And I'll tell you where I'm looking for buys and where I'm looking for sells. It's very easy. I'll give you 1K for it. There we go, that's fair. Then I'll happily tell you every day. Every day you pay me 1K? Damn. No, I'm telling him because he's desperate to take a trade, and this is how he'll lose money. I'm worried about him losing money, honestly. Don't let him be this desperate. Sell gold at 3880. Well, if it reaches 3880, then I'm taking buys to 3880. Yeah, this looks like it's sleeping, man. Full sleeping. Unless you want to get stuck in a chop fest, invite yourself into DAX. Sir, we are buying or selling with TP or SL, no SL, only legends using no SL. Well, tell me how that went for your signal group. I just woke up. Do you think I can enter a trade now? Sure, man. If you want to enter a trade, enter a trade. I'm not stopping you. You don't need to ask permission. I'm not your parents. Thing about setup 3, yeah, it wouldn't be bad. At least we can have smaller stop loss and not need to run 70, 80 pip stop loss. What did you do yesterday, NY? Had a meeting for a program for Pip Labs. I was looking at US 30 at the open, but we got open candle like this, then just dumped. And then this was too late for me. I left the charts by here. But this was nice setups here, some great setup 5s here. I really like this retracement. There was some beautiful trades here, but the open was boring. Tapped 15-minute target and then just retraced. But these setups here is good. When it breaks this structure here, I just was at a meeting at this exact time here. I would have taken this one though. I've seen that happen quite a lot. But today could be good. Today could be good. Yes, that break of structure is a sexy one. A quiz today? Yeah, let's do a quiz. I'll think about it. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the quiz. Not 5 minutes, something less. But I just want to think of a good question, you know? A good question. I asked Daniel Holmes why he never uses the 1 minute or 5 minute like you, so he took a trade on the 30-second. I don't enter trades on 1 minute, rarely. That's a very specific strategy. 5 minute I only use for indices. I don't use 5 minute for this. Man, I need to really, I'm trying to figure out a good question. I have a good question, buy or sell, yeah. Trying to find at least a difficult question, you know, a difficult question I want. All right, I have one. Let's take this. All right, this is somewhat difficult, but not too difficult. So the question of today is, when looking for buys, we see candles getting bigger as we're looking for buys, right? So say we're looking for buys above here, we're seeing candles get bigger. Okay. What does this indicate? Is this good volume coming, so it's better for entry? It looks like it's likely to give us a chance to give us an entry because candles are getting bigger, so that's B. Or C might be the move playing out. Which one is it? Which one is it? Right? Which one is it? Right? We have 70% voting for A, we have 30% voting for C, 3% voting for middle answer. What are B and C again? So it's likely to give us a chance for entry because we're seeing bigger candles, or might be the move playing out because we're seeing bigger candles. Which one is it? S2 sell? No, we're above the 4 hour. We need to get back below the 4 hour. We are more bullish above the 4 hour. I wonder if a 5 closing below the 4 hour would be enough with a 30-minute close. This shit sucks that we have this one structure here. This is a retest zone to continue bullish. But the 30-minute bearish close would be nice, right? But it really sucks that we have. Ideally, this 15 actually does business and closes below here. Then we can get the next one continuing. But it's a very interesting scenario with that 15 right there. We could heavily react off it. We need to be careful. Let's see what it does here at the 4 hour though. Can we do this for DAX? Bank holiday on DAX. I prefer you stay out, but it's your choice if you want to trade. There's so many other days to trade. You don't want to trade on bank holidays, but if you really are desperate to take a trade on a bank holiday, you can. I don't have 4 hour there. You don't have this 4 hour right here. It's a very clear one for me. Do you know what caused the dump yesterday? Probably profit taking, if I had to imagine. I didn't see any headlines. This is what I was saying about don't be a buyer, right? Don't be a buyer just yet. Man, I really wish this 15 was not here, man. This makes it so hard. It's easy sell on the 5 here. If this closes like this in 1 minute, it's an easy sell. But that 15 sucks. Yeah, you have it. Why the government shutdown did not affect the markets? Because it's not been long enough to affect the markets, right? Hello from Cape Town, just joined the stream. What's your bias? Are you in any trades? No, not in any trades yet. My bias on gold is actually a bearish bias, but we might change that if we continue this bullish structure. So I might have to go counter bias, but I'm looking below this 15 here if I can take a sell. That'd be my sell below there. All right, so we have 109 votes in the questionnaire. We have 50% voting for A, 43% voting for B. So 50-50. One of you could be right. Jim says C, he's locking it in on C. All right. Gabriel says B. We will see. See the reaction from that previous 15. We just tapped it now. We're having some sort of reaction. So if we can close below that would be better. I'm not saying the answer yet. I'm allowing more people to join the quiz. 150 votes, I will end the quiz. So put in your votes. I'm gonna go to the toilet in the meantime. Just give me 1 second. All right, I'm gonna end the quiz here. So we have 52% voting for A, which is that it's good volume, means that it's better for our entry. And we have 41% voting for C, which is might be the move playing out. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. If you see candles getting bigger, it is a bad thing for your trade because that means the volume has already come. You want to be part of the big candles. You don't want to enter after the big candles because I want to be part of something like this. I want to see a small candle and then when I enter, I am part of the big candle. You understand? So when you see a big candle, it's not a benefit for you. It's, oh, that might be the move playing out because I'm not part of it or I didn't have an entry, which is fine. So there we go. So I think that was a good question. 50% of people got it wrong, 50% right. So, you know, obviously it's nice to see people getting it right. I'll think of a very hard question where the majority are going to get it wrong. Right? But congrats to those who got it right. DAX is waking up. Let's see what's happening with DAX. I wouldn't consider this waking up, but it's, you know. What are your thoughts on the trading gurus? How to tell is someone legit or who is a con? Yeah, I mean, you know, ultimately for me, there needs to be some essence of like them showing some sort of track record would be the number one way, right? And that track record, I don't even trust like a broker statement because broker statements anyone can fake these days. It's very easy to fake a broker statement, right? Bit of Photoshop, a bit of whatever. You can even fake the broker statements, but forget about P&L. P&L doesn't prove they're a good trader. P&L, you know, someone can risk $500,000. Like it's easy to have, you know, to risk, you know, 200-300 grand in an account and make 10-15 grand here and there, right? You can do that and show like you're a really good trader. So what you have to do is actually see their trades, see them showing the trade before and showing the trade after with entries. Like I mean, the best is live, man, because live is very hard. Like I'm here, I literally show my entries live on screen. That is showing you a real trade, right? That is the best way to know, but also from the way that they are present themselves, right? Are they selling you a dream? That's a big giveaway. Are they actually trying to help you? And how good is their free value? For me, my free value is very high quality, right? My free value is very high quality, so that means their paid value is going to be even better. When you see basic quality, right, and you see them charging a lot for paid value, and the paid value is just more of what they give for free, it's not going to help you. My paid value is different from what I give for free. That's a very important thing as well. I'm actually interested to do something here. This is something new. So this I can ask you a question here. So this is just an interesting question. Have you ever invested in education before? Yes or no? And what's the main reason? Right? What's the main reason you have not joined the exclusive? Like why? What is the main reason? I'm interested to see, because that main reason is gonna show me what people maybe lack or something like that. So everyone put an answer there. I'm interested to see. The huge majority will say it's a cost. Yeah, I'm interested to see because have you ever taken a Forex course back then? No, I paid about $700-800 for a 45-minute one-on-one and got scammed. So I paid $700 to have a 45-minute one-on-one and learned nothing. Literally, guy didn't even come and didn't know anything about me. Didn't know, you know. I have the reasons of not joining: lack of social media. But how is the exclusive group a social media? Been part of it for over 2.5 years. Investment I've made, my membership pays for itself. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, man. I was about to, then I found you. It is free online. Nope. What happens in the exclusive group is not free online. That is one-on-one, you know. I wish I joined earlier. I'm just interested, you know. All right, so we got some answers. Thank you, thank you. So my question is, I also want to know what's the reason you don't join the exclusive, right? So we're getting so many different answers. It's actually very interesting, this. I'm very interested. So a majority of people have invested in courses and they probably got ripped off and now they just don't want to reinvest into something. That is interesting. That is the common reply here that I'm seeing. I joined a lot but didn't get a valuable mentor, you see? So people are just basically have lack of trust. So how would you lose trust, right? How would you lose trust? And this is one thing. How would you lose trust if the membership is only a monthly membership, right? So you only have to pay for a month, and if you don't like it, you leave. That's one benefit, right? So think about that, right? When you're looking for education online, when you're looking for a service, don't allow people to lock you in if you're not getting something guaranteed, right? They're not guaranteeing you their personal time, their personal maybe one-on-one effort, then there's no chance you should be locked in to need to pay for crazy amounts. If they're just making you join something random, so the second most popular is, John, is money. So that's the second most popular. Do you think you would join if you had 3 free days of premium? You could see the value. I wanted to do that, but imagine the mess for us when hundreds of people join in, watch my content, steal it, and then leave. So it would be good maybe to show the value in here, but then it would be bad for us members because our quality in the group is very, very high, right? So 1 hour candle closing here above structure, 30-minute candle here bearish. I would like to see a 15-minute candle close above here would be nice, just for us to get out the range, right? Because we could continue ranging in here. If this was a bigger pullback, we could actually take setup number 2 here, but this is pretty small here, 14 pips for a 36. So imagine we get the close above here. If we get the close above here, it's going to be 23, right? So it's much better. By the way, if you answer the Q&A, right? If you answer the Q&A, it doesn't show publicly. So your answers are going to be hidden. I joined for 2 months, then I wanted to test myself. I'm planning to join next year to be part of a community. Nice. Yeah, I'm asking people who haven't joined, right? The people who are joined, they benefit. Some people says, I paid for education before, but I want to get better on my own. I learned from your streams. Imagine you could learn way faster and you don't need to then spend time on random things, and we can focus on your progress, not random progress. That's the difference, right? That's how it works in the exclusive, because we're focusing on individual progress because I get to see you guys. Following you and others who live trade and teach strategy, patience, risk control, best way to learn, and being part of premium VIP. Yeah, that's just to get you to the next level. If you're serious, if you don't care about trading, then there's no point of paying, right? I'm going to be honest. Like if you don't give a shit, then just leave it, right? Just blow your money in the market, gamble a bit, and then move on. That's your journey. But if you're actually serious and you want to try do something, you're going to need help, right? I needed help. Everyone needs help. I reached out for help. I paid $700 to have a one-on-one and learned nothing. So that's why I changed it. Okay, I'm going to end the Q&A. I was just interested to see. After you came back from your vacation, realize how lonely and boring it is to trade without a community. Yeah, man. People don't realize trading with a community is insane. I appreciate the answers, guys. I appreciate the answers. It was interesting to see. I will be joining. My problem is at the time and moment I want to do justice to the course. My time isn't coming soon. Look, if you join, you can watch the course in your own pace, right? It is all pre-recorded. That's my point. You need to just take the leap. Stop procrastinating. Can you read my answer? I saw your answer. I just didn't want to read it out aloud, man, because I thought some people were writing things privately. That's why I did it as a Q&A, because only I can read. Only I can read. So you can post it here and I'll read it. But some people write it privately. So I just wanted to keep it private in case people are embarrassed to share maybe that it was too much money, whatever, because I'm happy, you know, to read that from people. I just wanted to respect their privacy. Could be embarrassing for someone to write it's too much money. I'm new here a couple of days. I already love the content that I found here. Very happy to be part of the community. Amazing, man. Welcome to the team. You're more than welcome to be more active. What if I just want a one-on-one? It's possible. You just have to reach out to me. I do it based on availability. But one-on-ones are expensive, right? If you're looking for an overall budget and be part of a community, then your best chances in the group. Markets have seen a bit switched off here after London Open. Let's see how GU has been doing. Oh, so we ended up getting a massive bearish close eventually. But just ranging now, huh? You see? Just ranging. This is why I wanted a 15-minute candle closing above here to give us the confirmation, right? On gold, are you looking for buys or sells? Well, based on bias, we have a bearish bias, right? Pre-NFP type of ranging. Seems like end of week and they're not sure with this government closure. But this morning we had good volume. I believe today is going to be a tradable day. I am not... I really, if there's a setup today, I'm happy to take it. I don't see today being something untradeable. I'm seeing, like, there's been a 100 pip move this morning. Candles are not being that dead, you know, overall. Like, we're not going sideways. We're actually moving up. So it's not that bad. This is nice though with the 5 minute. If the 5 minute closes above, I wonder if this is something juicy. 5 close above, then 15 break even. Yeah, that would kind of be the idea. I just prefer we get out the range. Like in this range, I really feel like it can be 50-50 right now. We haven't even broke 1 hour high, right? So technically the 1 hour is not going to continue till we break the high. If it respects the high, this can flip super easily. Let's see what 1 minute is saying. So 1 minute is showing some sort of range action here. We have lower highs but higher lows. Remember, we have key level in the middle of the range here, 60 level. So if this 5 closes above 60, it's going to look better for buys. Below 60, maybe we have some issues. We'll see. You put a whole different perspective for me when I started to look at the Darwin traders. Yeah, that can definitely change perspective. Joining exclusive for beginners is a great choice when your strategy and mindset becomes more structured. Trading with beginners that have a bunch of different trading ideas becomes a liability. Facts, yeah, definitely. Trump said yesterday that he wants to legalize CBD, so now we got the guy in charge of the world smoking weed. This can't be good. CBDs are the future though, right? CBDs are the future. There's apparently this world currency coming out as well, right? We need to keep an eye on this world currency. Sam Altman is trying to do something. Oh, I think oh, you mean CBD. Okay, never mind, never mind. I'm going completely crazy. I thought he meant central bank digital currencies. My bad, my bad. I'm too finance, bro. I'm too finance. I'm not thinking of the proper one. My mind is too finance, man. Not degenerate mind, right? Harry, I'm in a rut. I make small wins, risking 2% to 5%. I still go off tilt every 2 weeks. Wednesday, I lost 75% of my account yesterday. I brought it all back by over leveraging on a 1 lot on gold. You're just gambling, bro. You're treating trading as gambling, man. You don't have any discipline. You don't have any rules. You just tilt. You don't have someone to hold you accountable. If you were part of a community that you had to send, and I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm advertising, but this is how it works. You'd have to send, right? You'd have to send your trades in. Then how are you going to do that tilt, man? Someone needs to break, like, you need to feel guilty when doing it. Not only to yourself, but to others. That's what changed it for me. Is when I had to feel, you know, guilty to others, that's what changed it. How do your one-on-one work and what stage do you even recommend it? So it either works well for a beginner who just wants to learn something extremely quick and catch up instead of grinding through content. They want someone to teach it to them. It also works well for someone who's intermediate and has like they're at break-even stage. We work on getting out of break-even stage, and then it works well for advanced. Now, as a beginner, I think it's more lazy. I prefer not to work with complete beginners on my one-on-ones because it's just a little bit repetitive for me. I prefer to work with someone who does know the basics, at least does know how the strategy works and all of that. Okay, but is looking to, hey, I'm not consistent yet, I'm not profitable yet, or I'm break-even trader. For advanced people, I work one-on-one to basically refine, right? We look at refining and keeping them accountable. It's kind of like having someone like, with my people who are advanced, I don't do much one-on-ones. Right now, if you want to be honest, I only have one person who I'm mentoring one-on-one, but because of time, right? I also don't charge enough for the time because I really put a lot of effort. That person, and I swear, he's just now made 8K in funded profits, 8K after our sessions. So he's 8K, he's doing well. He focuses on his trades, and then we come review and I keep him accountable and make sure to remind him that keep doing what works, right? Keep doing what works. And then I was also helping him how to manage his payouts and what to do. He wants to reinvest in some accounts. I told him don't reinvest all into accounts. Focus as well. Take something for yourself. He says he doesn't need the money, which is probably why he's doing so well. It goes hand in hand. So that's how it works with one-on-ones, man. It's just more of a personal thing, like, you know. Do you teach your strategy or refines one strategy? No, I'm more going to teach my strategy. Refining someone else's strategy, it's not going to be as accurate unless I know what the strategy is, right? Otherwise, you know, how am I supposed to give accurate information on something I don't know, right? That's just people trying to scam you. How much is the one-on-ones? What is your criteria of who out the group can apply? But because you can't go one-on-one out to everyone, it's based on availability. So if someone reaches out to me, I discuss it with them. That was me for the longest, but being in a group gives you accountability. For me, I just lost too much that I had to think about how I'm being selfish. Think of your loved ones, and that worked for me. Yeah, that's the thing. Accountability is massive in trading, man. I used to disregard it. I hate that it promotes my services because it sounds like I'm just selling my services, but honestly, and this is, I know it sounds like a cliche, but that is why I created the group in the way I did, is because it solved all of these problems. So yeah, when people ask me what is the solution to these problems, I have the solution. It just sucks because it sounds like I'm promoting all the time, and I don't like to come across like that because that's never how I built my brand. I never sold anything for 2 years. I posted free content for 2 years. No one starts YouTube for passion like that. Everyone just trying to get a bag, you know? 2 years I posted free content. I used to get people offering me $1,000 for me to mentor them back then. And I used to say no because I used to want to make sure that I really know what I'm doing. How to have accountability when your setup is different from others? Because you made sure you're accountable to following your plan. Your setup can be different, no problem. But you're making sure to follow your plan and say, this is what I planned today. This is why I took it. Boom, send. Right? That's holding you accountable. And if you take something random today, you're not going to be held accountable. What about NFP today? Closed. No NFP today. High chance. 95% sure there's no NFP today. Like, I'll give you an example of people taking their own setups. Right here, the members trades. You can go through these members trades. Member here took a break even today, right? I didn't take this setup, but he took it himself, right? Fair enough, right? He's held himself accountable. Took a loss yesterday here, or managed trade, right? Very good. Held himself. He has a beautiful win on USD JPY, setup number 5. Great win, right? I'm not taking all these setups. These are not all my setups here. In terms of the ones that I'm only taking, these are people taking this on different pairs. These are all basically my entries. Yeah, a lot of these guys are following the exact way I trade, obviously. And my entry strategy, that's why they're here. But, you know, guys, take anything? No, gold is just ranging for now. Also took the buy on UJ at work. Yeah, UJ's been treating you guys nicely. So this guy is walking in a desert with a horse, a dog, and a goat, and meets God, and God asks. What does God ask? I'm kind of tempted with this triple wick. You see how these 3 wicks are next to each other, guys? This is something I quite like, this type of formation. Eight minutes is quite a lot here for the close. 5 minutes is not too far away, so we could get the 5-minute close above, which would be nice. But it's 3 minutes. Oof. Impulsive or not impulsive? That is the question, man. That is the question. This 3 wicks is really making me want to go. This retest down. On broker is different? Oh, thanks. Let's have a look. No, it looked the same. It was already broken on broker? Interesting. Two minutes. 2 minutes for close. Could get in 1 minute strat? No chance. This is not a 1 minute strat zone. 2 minutes is not that bad. If it comes, makes 1 minute structure, it will be an entry opportunity. If no 1 minute structure, we also have no bottom wick on this 5. It's the same on broker, which is very sketchy. Very sketchy not to have that. I feel like it can retest this 15 here and then come back. Any reason why you've labeled that as a 15, not a 1 hour? Because I looked at the 15, it was the same. Does the label really matter if it's the same? I'm confused at your question, man. Your question is super confusing. High class humor right there? No, I'm being serious. I'm actually confused at his question. Why I've not labeled something when it's the same. I don't understand what he's trying to ask me. It's a serious thing. I'm serious. I saw it as 15. It's the same as 1 hour. I kept it as 15. I just dragged my line. So when I had my markup, I dragged my line to here. It's the same as that. It doesn't matter. You could mark it as a 1 hour, you could mark it as a 30, you can mark it as a 15, it's all the same, right? You can name it what you want, it doesn't matter as long as the line is there. It really won't make a difference. Honestly, no, Biggie man, I just thought higher time frame resistance matter more. Yeah, they do, but it's the same resistance, right? It's not a different. Like, let's say I would understand your question if the 1 hour was down here, but I ignored it and I took the 15. Right? Let's say the 1 hour was here. Right? If the 1 hour was here and then the 15 was up here and I ignored the 1 hour, then yeah, I should have marked the 1 hour. I think he means if you label it as 1 hour, you have in mind that it's a stronger resistance. Okay, I mean, if I'm not thinking about it, yeah, but I know what that resistance is, right? I didn't just randomly put it. Like, I know it's also a 1 hour. Like, if you want to be really anal, you do this, right? In the background, then you do this /30/1 hour. That's what you have to do. Right? You can do it like that. So you know what it is. So that's another way, but I know, like, I've been doing this so long, mentally I know that it is also a 1 hour there, right? If we can get a good bottom wick would be nice. We would need to run aggressive stops. Below this 1 minute structure would be like a little bit below it. You can run aggressive stops. Let's let this bottom wick. We need a decent bottom wick here. And then aggressive stops, like 20 pip stops. But I need deeper bottom wick because of how big this candle is. We just did this as the quiz, right? Might be the move done, right? We need something more decent. What was that, 4 hour? Are we? No, we are above it. I mean, technically you could enter here without the deep bottom wick, but the problem is volume, man. Volume is gonna be you have to just rely on volume to come through here. It's a personal choice, not one I'm doing end of week on a Friday. Right? Deep close. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see more of, this type of move down. There we go. Bearish buys decrease probabilities? Indeed, man, indeed, 100%. We also close below this 5-minute resistance. No 5-minute structure here as well. You see? So we need this. We need one little liquidity grab, you know? Does it make sense ratio wise? It does. It does. With the stops, it makes sense. Stops would be about 19 points. We have 26 points to daily resistance. No, I'm just trying to use, like, if we're gonna break out now, we won't need to pull back. It needs to, that's why I'm waiting for the pullback first. Because this pullback first, if we flip after the pullback, it will be nice. So I'm trying to see if it does a quick liquidity grab, then I can take a buy. I can take a buy on the re-break of the highs. And then look for the volume to come. And if there's no volume, then I just get out. Should be a nice flip, you know? Yeah, this is what I wanted to see, right? That's why I didn't enter early, because of this. Because if price wants to fake out now, it won't re-break this high. This high up here is going to be respected if we want to fake out. This high here is going to be respected. Yeah, so now if this flips and breaks the high, could be interesting here. But I want to see, let's see, is there bottom wick on this 5 here? Yeah, there is. I'll place a buy stop. I want to use current candle. Current candle. Also, it's allowed me to reduce my risk quite a bit. Because now we have done something nice here, right? We've rejected the previous 15. If we get above that previous 15, there's a high chance that we want to continue up today, not continue down. If we break past this low, we probably continue deeper. We can look for a different entry. Very simple. It's super simple. So now we have super confirmation, right? So we have the lower time frame rejecting this previous 15. If it wants to continue up, why are we going to get back above it? Plus we have the high now not rebroken yet. So if we re-break the highs, it could be something interesting. We could get a little bit of a push and manage quickly. I would be surprised to see it come up, break the high, and then flip all the way back down for no reason. That would be surprising. In that case, I'd probably just be wrong then, right? Give this little bit gap. In case any spread jump. Don't want to be triggered early. Right, triggered me on that. But hasn't broke on this broker. Don't know if it actually broke on this. Yeah, it did, but this one hasn't. Wanted the 5-minute candle closing above here would be nice. Would be valid if we can get a 5-minute candle closing above. We tapped that wick there, huh? Man, look at the reaction from the wick. Massive, huh? Interesting spot to look to manage here. This is an interesting spot. Can we re-break the high is the question here. Yeah, that's the re-break I like to see. Can we get a little bit more? Come on, gold, a little bit more. Close there. I'm out. Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Nice trade. Well executed. Well planned. Everything was done perfectly today. Damn it. Maybe I should have held, but anyways. I'll take that as a win. We talked about this. We talked about the bottom wick. We talked about everything together. Can't complain with this type of position. Very happy. This was very patiently waited for. We talked about how we want the retest. We optimized stop loss. And yeah. Nice way end the week. So nice little win there. Took it about 0. Where did I close? Yeah, roughly around there. So yeah, I think I closed for 0.9% there actually. Yeah, 9.5, very close. I thought my position was at a 1-to-1. I would have held actually, but I was looking at Tradingview. So that's a mistake. Should have not looked at Tradingview. But yeah. Anyways, it reached 65 key level. So 65 key level, very important. Anyways, if you took this trade with us, leave a W in chat. Let's see the W's in chat for the Instagram business, because it's always fun for Friday. Let's see, wait, YouTube chat needs to activate. Let's see it, spam, fast. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's satisfying. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a stream, guys. I appreciate you all showing up. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. I'm gonna add this to the journal. And yeah, much love, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Enjoy your weekend. Don't give back profits if it's a shit NY session. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.